I'm Eddie Muller, and you do not need to adjust your TV. This week, Noir Alley is in a tiny clapboard town baking under a blinding sun somewhere between Phoenix and Los Angeles. The place is so small the train only passes through. It never stops. Until today. And when a black-suited stranger disembarks, it's going to be a bad day at Black Rock. Released in 1955 by Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer and made in CinemaScope. Not only that, it's in vivid Eastman color. I think I hear thousands of little birds tweeting, "Then why is he showing this on Noir Alley?" First reason, it's great. It's the rare Noir Alley offering that's got a top-shelf pedigree, and Bad Day at Black Rock was nominated for 3 Oscars: Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Director, and Best Actor. Secondly, it's a unique genre hybrid. It does have a few elements that could be considered noir, but it's much more of a Western, albeit one set in 1945. The date is significant because it's also something of a war movie, or at least the recently concluded war looms over the story like an atomic cloud. That's why I chose to show it this Memorial Day weekend. In addition, it's a message picture, although that card doesn't get played until late in the game. So, noir or not, I love this movie, and I'm not about to let my TCM colleagues steal it out from under me. The origin of the film is a story by Howard Breslin called Bad Day in Honda, published in a 1946 issue of American Magazine. Actor Don McGuire thought enough of the story he paid $15,000 to option it so he could turn it into a screenplay. As a stock player at Warner Brothers, McGuire had small roles in Humoresque, The Man I Love, and Nora Prentice, among others. But the former newspaperman's real goal was to write and direct. McGuire tried to sell his script as a package, with Don Siegel directing and Joel McCrea tentatively set to star. But nothing came of it, and McGuire finally took the script to MGM's production chief, Dory Sherry. It was precisely the kind of minimalist, crime-centric picture Sherry loved to make. While the story was similar to 1952's hugely popular High Noon, for Sherry it had echoes of a film he'd produced years earlier at RKO, Crossfire. Both take place over the course of a tense 24 hours, both revolve around a group of men protecting an ugly secret, and both have a socially conscious angle that lifts the material above the routine genre piece. Sherry bought McGuire's script, but hired Millard Kaufman to rewrite it. MGM's Charles Schnee was assigned to produce, and Richard Brooks was hired to direct. For the lead role of John McCready, a stoic war veteran who alights in desolate Black Rock with a mysterious mission, one that riles up the town's few citizens, Sherry had only one actor in mind. The only problem was Spencer Tracy hated the script. He felt the role lacked character, especially since McCready was a man of few words. Tracy also felt he was too old for the part, and at 54, he was right, especially since it was to be filmed in Lone Pine, California, in weather that could top 100 degrees, and he was under strict orders from Katharine Hepburn to stay on the wagon while working. That's when Sherry showed his savvy as a producer, telling Kaufman to write a gimmick into the character that Tracy couldn't resist, and telling Tracy that Alan Ladd had already agreed to play the part. Ladd was never even shown the script, and Tracy suddenly changed his mind when he found out McCready would only have one arm. Unfortunately, Tracy did not get on with Richard Brooks, so John Sturgis got the directing gig instead, since Tracy had enjoyed working with him the previous year on The People Against O'Hara. Finally, realizing this was a project worth protecting, Sherry took over from Schnee as the sole producer, a rarity for the studio's production chief. A stellar supporting cast was assembled around Tracy. Robert Ryan, another connection to Crossfire, Dean Jagger, Walter Brennan, Lee Marvin, Ernest Borgnine, John Erickson, and Anne Francis, the only woman in the cast. Since it was one of the first CinemaScope movies made at MGM, Sherry was overly cautious. He had Sturgis start off shooting 2 versions of the film, one in 2.85:1 scope format and another in standard 4:3 aspect ratio. The latter has been lost to time because the widescreen imagery created by DP William Muller is nothing short of spectacular. Back in 1955, this was something you could not watch on your living room TV. Today, however, is your lucky day. You can see it letterboxed on TCM. Noir or not, Noir Alley is proud to present Bad Day at Black Rock.